From the mountains of central British Columbia to you listening around the world, this, my friends, is Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. We welcome you to tonight's show, including listeners on Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. If you want to take a listen to our archives, we have them free for you at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, which is updated daily. Tonight's show is brought to you by Mighty Moose Beard Oil Company. It's 100% Canadian, 100% natural, taking care of beards around the world. Visit MightyMooseBeard.com. Use promo code SOR2019 today. Sometimes we need to just sit back, relax, and get in touch with our inner selves, which is very difficult to do in this fast-moving world. No time to rest, let alone sleep. Between the job and everyday life getting in the way, many people have become zombies to their world, walking a path with nowhere to go. Selene Calloni Williams, with a degree in psychology and a master's in screenwriting, has authored several books and documentaries on psychology, deep ecology, shamanism, yoga, philosophy, and anthropology. A direct student of James Hillman, she studied and practiced Buddhist meditation in the hermitages of the forests of Sri Lanka and is an initiate of the shamanic tantric yoga. She is the founder and the director of the Imaginal Academy Institute in Switzerland. Then at the bottom of hour number 3, I will bring you the SOR Newswire, brought to you by Paranoia Magazine. Selene Calloni Williams, welcome to Spaced Out Radio for the first time, all the way from Switzerland, where it's 6 o'clock in the morning and you're not even eating chocolate yet. My goodness.
Hi, Dave. Hi, thank you for having me. I'm here. I'm ready, even if it is so early here.
Well, you know what? We're very thankful that you woke up early to come join us here in Canada and the United States, where the majority of our listeners are, and we thank them for that. Selene, let's learn a little bit about you. What made you decide to take a more practical and spiritual side to life that many people on this planet don't even know about, refuse to take, or just decide the journey isn't worth it?
Oh, I had a very hard life until 19, and when I was 19, I went to Sri Lanka, and I met my first teacher. He was a shamanism and a yoga teacher, and initiated me to the path of shamanic yoga. Then one day he took me to the jungle in a forest hermitage, or as they call it, jungle temple, and he introduced me to a monk, a Buddhist monk, an eremit. It was Gattatera, and he told me, Selene, you should stay here a little bit in this hermitage to practice meditation. I stayed for 6 years continuously, and then when I came back in Europe, because my teacher died, and so I decided to come back. I decided to study psychology because it was very hard for me at that time, saying I am a yogi, or I'm doing meditation or shamanism. All in my family, everyone is a doctor, and so when they asked me, "What are you doing, Selene?" it was really impossible saying I'm doing shamanism or Buddhism or yoga, and so I decided to study psychology at the university in order to to take a role, to have something acceptable to say about myself. And but after that, being a psychologist and having practiced shamanic yoga and meditation for so many years, I realized that the best way for me to help people is through meditation, through shamanic yoga, which is the path of ecstasy and non-duality. And so I founded in Switzerland an academy. I called it Imaginal Academy. And since the beginning, my academy was full of psychologists and psychotherapists who wanted to learn how to practice through meditation, yoga, and ecstasy. And so nowadays, through this therapist, through these people, shamanic yoga has spread all over Europe. There are a lot of schools in Switzerland, in Italy, in Germany, in France, of shamanic yoga. And I'm very happy of that. And recently, in Traditions published a book of mine in US, Mother Mantra, the Ancient Shamanic Yoga of Non-Duality. And so I called in US as well. I try to spread shamanic yoga also there, because I really believe in this tool. I think it's a very powerful tool. It can help human beings and can also help nature, because of course nature needs help nowadays.
Definitely. And Selene, is it Selene or Selena?
Actually, it's Selene.
Selena. Okay, Selena.
Selene is a Greek name. Selene for the ancient Greeks was the
beautiful
moon. The moon.
Beautiful, Selena. I'm wondering, in regards to the way you grew up and decided to go down this path after you have a family full of academia and now doctors, what was your family's reaction to you wanting to take more of a natural path of spirituality and to find your own Zen and Chi and pass it on to others?
They simply thought that I was crazy. But you see, being an outsider as me is a very wonderful experience, because is the experience of creativity, is the experience of diversity, which is an experience of richness and freedom. And so having practiced a lot of meditation and yoga in my early age in Sri Lanka, when I came back in Europe and my family thought I was completely crazy, it was not a problem for me. I just go through university, I got my degree in psychology, I show them that I can do it, and I continued to be what I am, and I continued to do what I believe, which is meditation and yoga and shamanic yoga. You see, shamanic yoga is by way of ecstasy. Ecstasy is a self-transcendence state. A trance-like state is a non-dual state of consciousness, and when you enter this state, you perfectly understand that everything is the same, and we call it sameness. Everything is in the sameness, and everything is in the instantaneity. So. Being crazy and being wise is the same. Being a doctor or being a shaman, a fool, is the same. And everything is in me. Everything is in me. And everything is in any one of us, and so any one of us can play any roles and can be absolutely fulfilled and happy. We have to go beyond judgment, because if we say this is good and this is bad, be a fool is bad, be a doctor is good, we are victim of ourselves. But if we can overcome the mental judgment and simply be what we are called to be, so everything is wonderful in this world and in this life.
Well, that brings up an interesting point, Selene, because life is becoming very, very difficult for a lot of people. It's a 24-hour society now. Nobody gets a good night's sleep anymore. It's become very tough on a lot of people, both physically and financially, especially. And so when you have people who are literally, running their butts off to try and keep up with the way life is going these days, many people cannot find the time to express themselves on a spiritual level, to find their own meditative state, to find their own peace and guidance. So when you look at the way the world is right now, how do you try and win when everything seems at a loss?
But the world is in the eyes of the beholder, and you see, when I look at a person who has difficulties, as you said, I look in a mirror, and so I always try to realize that there is still something that is not clear in myself. And so I try to overcome it. You see, it's not a question of time, it's a question of perspective. Of course, people don't have time because they perceive a world outside themselves, as the world should be something that an external reality. World is inside us. World is in the eyes of the beholder. And so time is also in the eyes of the beholder. People don't have time because they want full relax. They don't want to accept that they miss something, they have a lack of something. They want to fool the lack. Feel the lack. They want to feel their lacks. But if you change perspective and instead of trying to feel your lack, you accept completely what you miss, what you don't have. and you enter your lack. So you conquer the time, because time is all about need of fulfill what you don't have. But if you stop to try to feel what you don't have, and you simply accept the vacuum, the absence, so of course you have time. You have all the time you want. You have just to accept the vacuum, the absence, and don't listen to the voice of the world that wants always that you feel your lack, because the world want you to be a consumer. And so if you want to feel your lack, you are always a consumer. You have always to consume something. But if you accept that vacuum, emptiness is your greatest power, and if you can stay in your emptiness, then you have all the time that you want. You don't need time, you see.
I find that very difficult to understand, because everything is routed around time, unless you're in Las Vegas where there's no clocks to be found.
But time is an illusion. It doesn't exist in reality. Time is absolutely an illusion. You see, everything happens here and now. Everything happens exactly in this very moment. But the human mind can't embrace everything. And so it filters reality little by little, creating the sensation of time. But it is an illusion, doesn't exist in reality. Time doesn't exist. And a man should conquer the time, should vanquish, should overcome this illusion if you want to be fulfilled and happy. The first thing is to conquer the illusion of time, is to overcome the illusion of time. We have plenty of time, because time doesn't exist. It's simple. I think.
No, you know what though? I can understand that, and I can respect that, Selene, but it's just hard to grasp, because everything is dedicated and predicated around time, whether it's age, whether it's a time limit on a sports game, whether you're cooking, whether you are working, you know exactly how many hours a day you have to work. I just have a tough time grasping that, and I believe most people would too.
You see, Plato called time the moving image of eternity, which is still. And you see, time it doesn't pass. Time is, for the ancients, time was a god, Kronos. And this god simply help people to be what they are. And but the problem of human beings is that they want to have power. They want to have control on everything, on nature, on others. And so in order to have power, in order to have control upon events and images, one should
take these images and events and put them in a prison, the prison of time. If you don't put events and images in the prison of time, you can't have the sensation, the feeling to have a control on reality. So time is a question of civilization. Time exists only in our civilization, doesn't exist outside our civilization. In the animistic cultures, for instance, in shamanic yoga, which is an animistic form of yoga, time doesn't exist really. In nature, time doesn't exist. In nature, time is circular, not linear. Spring, autumn, winter, spring, autumn, winter, continuously, day and night, continuously. It's circular. It's a circular time. It's not linear. Only in our civilization we have the impression, the illusion of linear time. And this is because the human beings of this civilization want power, want having control upon nature and upon their own bodies. And so they are condemned to be in the prison of time. One has to get rid of it. And the best way to get rid of it is to leave the control and to give back the power to nature and leave the control and reestablish the primeval order, you see?
Well, it's something that we have to work on, because I don't think a lot of people have that ability right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's probably they have the ability. They choose not to go down that path of just washing it all away, if that makes sense. And speaking of time, we only have about 20 seconds here before we are going to go to our first break at the bottom of the hour. So we're going to continue on with this time talk. We're going to get into Buddhism, yoga, how to relax, how to meditate, how to chill out, how to enjoy your life, maybe enjoy a weekend without worrying about Monday just around the corner. Selene Calloni Williams is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with her tonight. Her website, SeleneCalloniWilliams.com, if you want to check it out more. Coming up on Spaced Out Radio right after this. Hey, Spaced Out Radio listeners, it's Dave Scott. I want you to check out a great documentary I'm involved in called Beyond the Spectrum, Mosson's UFO Files. Directed by Darcy Weir, the film follows Jaime Mosson's journey for mainstream journalistic truth in ufology in Mexico. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon Prime. If you're a member, watch it free. It's worth the watch. Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rockin'. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot THAL, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, hanging out with all of you from the frozen Canadian tundra of SOR headquarters. Thank you so much for joining us. Reminder, if you've missed portions of this show or others, you can always go to our free YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, more coming down the road, and you can read up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, which is updated daily. Tonight, we are talking with author Selene Calloni Williams. We are talking Mother Mantra, getting in touch with ourselves, our spiritual side, yoga, consciousness, Buddhism. We're getting into it all tonight. Selene, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Dave.
Good to have you here. Really appreciate you getting up early for our audience once again. Thank you so much for that. Now, right before the break, we were talking a lot about time.
Yes.
But let's switch gears here for a second, and let's go to our personal selves, because so many of us, we're addicted to our phones, we're addicted to our own personal media, we are addicted to radio and television and the internet, and we've seemed to, for many of us, forgotten about ourselves. And by God, I know that all too personally, because I know lately, after weighing myself for the first time in months, on Monday, I have totally forgotten about myself. I'm putting on my Christmas weight in Christmas in July and August. So I'm getting a little bit fed up with that. I know other people are, but sometimes we just feel a little handicapped and handcuffed on how to get back in touch with what makes us feel good. How do we do that?
For instance, we have to try to connect with our body and with our brave. Yes, we have to stay more in nature, and it's so simple to get in touch more with ourselves. It's enough to breathe more deeply sometimes, you see, and ask, who is breathing in reality? Because you see, when you breathe out, you breathe out carboxide, and forests take this carboxide and then produce oxygen. And when you breathe in, you breathe in oxygen that forests produce. And so I breathe is not correct. You should say we breathe. So if you pay attention simply to the breath, you could easily understand that keep your consciousness into the eye, into the sense of eye, is like to be in a prison. And so if you are really aware of your breath, simply being aware, simply look with a clearly, look clearly, and what happened in the very moment when it happens, you can relax a lot, because you can get free from illusions, you see. And yoga, shamanic yoga, Buddhist meditation teach you that. Stay in the present moment and look everything with awareness. Be aware of what it is in the very moment that it happens.
And it's so simple, you see. No need to cross your leg, to stay leg crossed, and to do difficult practices or exercises. It's simple. It's just a question of awareness. But to be aware, one should have not fear, because fear, you see, anxiety, fear is a body contraction, is a deep contraction who prevent you to see. It's a contraction who prevent your inner senses to function correctly, and so you should have not fears. If one can overcome fear, one can be in the very present moment with awareness and clarity. And if you are in the present moment with awareness and clarity, of course you are in peace. Of course you are happy, because you can overcome the illusion of I and be one with the cosmos.
Where do we find that inner balance, though? Does that come from finding our own voice within our soul, our consciousness?
Oh, we don't have to find something. Everything is already here. And we have just to close the door for a moment to the voice of the world. We have to shut up the voice of the world, and everything will be clear, because you see, our guide spirit or our soul always talk to us, always. But normally people can't hear this inner voice, because the voice of the world whisper continuously to their ears. And so we have just to shut up the voice of the world. You see, stay in nature, being in nature. When you enter a forest, when you enter a woods, you don't listen to the voice of the world. And the voice of your inner guide, the voice of the soul, can speak loudly, and you are able to understand everything. One should stay in nature, be in nature, stay close to the nature. I think this is the greatest path. Nature is the greatest teacher for all of us.
So within ourselves, then, how do we get back in touch with ourselves in order to find out who we are?
Memories. We have to remember who we are. Remember who we are. In the shamanic yoga tradition, there is a mantra. This mantra is Sammasati. And Sammasati means remember who you are. Remember that you are awakened. And in my opinion, repeating a mantra is a very useful tool, because you see, our conscience is a vibration in the depth of our body. Consciousness is a vibration, and the repetition of a mantra leads a new vibration into the depth of our body. And through this new vibration, we can carry a meaning. So if you repeat a mantra that is carrying a meaning of freedom and awakening, then you can reach the very depth of your being. I think repeating a mantra is a very useful tool, and in the Mala Mantra tradition are known a lot of mantras but one can repeat. In my book about Mother Mantra, there are a lot of mantras and a lot of exercises, a lot of healing practices. They are called evening and morning practices. And all these practices, all the exercises, all these healing experiences are done in a state of ecstasy, which is, as I said, a state of non-dual consciousness. And we reach this state through the so-called flowing sequences, which are body postures sequences which imitate the movement of animals and even the breath of animals. And they are really amazing, and they can help everyone to reach a state of non-duality in which everything is easier. Everything is easier. Doesn't make sense.
Do we need to be paying more attention to our senses, whether it's sight, seeing, taste, feel, or do we need to be going beyond that as well?
No, we need to pay attention, of course. We need to pay attention at everything that we feel, we perceive. Yoga is a question of attention. Awareness is attention. But as I said, to be attentive, to be aware, one should not have fear. Otherwise, fear is a contraction which prevents you to pay attention at your sensation, at your feelings. Overcome fear is a question of faith and love. So remember that you are loved. There is a mantra known in the Mother Mantra tradition which means exactly that. Remember that you are loved. Repeating this mantra is very useful to overcome fear, and overcoming fear is the biggest way.
Mm-hmm. Where does yoga come into this?
How do we want to know how yoga bring us into this? Through, for instance, flowing sequences, breath control, and also active imagination. We say that there are two tools. One is called Mother Experience and is a visualization experience, and another one is a body and a bodily and energetically experience, which is called Sun Experience. And when we practice shamanic yoga, we do both. Mother and Sun experience together. So we practice active visualization at the same time, bodily and energetically. We practice at the bodily and energetically level. You see, through flowing sequences, which are sequences of postures. And through breath control practices and repetition of mantras also. All these tools are very useful to enter a state of non-duality, a state of ecstasy in which everything becomes easier.
Selene Calloni Williams is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We got about 8 minutes before we have to go to break at the top of the hour. With yoga, okay, my wife has tried to get me into yoga. I'm going to be honest. I lasted about 12 seconds, and then I said, nope, this isn't for me. Not into it.
But shamanic yoga is different. It's very different from the common yoga.
Tell me the difference.
As I told you, everything we do in shamanic yoga is done in a state of ecstasy, in a non-dual state of consciousness. First of all, we enter a space which is called imaginal forest or psychic forest. It's an inner space where the common perspective is completely upside down, completely changed. And so this make everything different, you see.
So with it over there, and with the differences in yoga, shamanic yoga, are you concentrating more on the breathing, the stretching, the purifying of the body, or is it about cleansing the mind and soul?
Is crossing the great threshold. Crossing the great threshold. And unifying the visible and the invisible, the conscious and the unconscious, is reach the Middle Earth, the sameness, the instantaneity, where everything happens. Is a shamanic journey. So it's really different from what normally people think when they think at yoga. Because here in Western society, yoga is known as something like a gymnastic or a path to relaxation, to overcome anxiety. But shamanic yoga is different. It's not about relaxing or gymnastic, doing gymnastic. It's about ecstasy, which is a different, an amplified state of consciousness, you see, is really different.
Understandable. Now, when you talk about ecstasy, is this where the Tantra comes in?
Oh.
Or am I off on that?
No, shamanism in generally, shamanism is a technique of ecstasy. So a shaman is a ferryman, is a psychopomp, is someone who crosses the great threshold and carries others with him. And so in tantric tradition, there is something like that. We can say that there are a lot of similarities between shamanic experience and tantric experience. Yes, maybe shamanic yoga is more similar, is more like to tantric experience than to classical yoga experience, in my opinion, yes.
Okay, so you also deal with Tantra and the relaxation of that. For many people who don't know what Tantra is, could you explain that?
Yes, the word tantra means tool, tan, to liberation, tantra, tool for freedom, tool for liberation. And tantras are books, ancient books, in which we can find a lot of advices, a lot of practices which can help us to reach freedom and awareness. And Tantra is more acculturated form of shamanism, in my opinion. When a shaman becomes a writer, it becomes a tantric. And this is why it's so similar, tantrism to shamanism. And the tool for liberation in tantrism and in shamanism is something that I can call mystical marriage. Mystical marriage is the reunion between human and divine, which is symbolized by the union between human beings, between individuals, and not only sexual union, but any kind of union. But what we have to understand is that everything in our life, everything in this world is a symbol. And so we have to look beyond the symbol. And every actions, every event in this world is the symbol of the union between human and divine. So Tantra is about this union, which is reflected in the union between human beings, between individuals. And shamanism is the same, is the part, and almost shamanic yoga is the part of reunion between human and divine, which is the very state of non-duality, in which everything is distinct but not separated. All the opposites are distinct but not separated in the non-duality state of consciousness.
Right. Selene, I'm going to get you to hold on right here because we are going to go to break at the top of the hour. We will continue talking about Tantra, and we will get into transcendental meditation, shamanism, so much more in hour 2 of Spaced Out Radio with our guest, Selene Calloni Williams. Her website, SeleneCalloniWilliams.com. Make sure you check it on out. Hour 2 of Spaced Out Radio is right around the corner.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother is watching.
Canada's largest UFO conference is ready to roll in Toronto this September 21st and 22nd at the Alien Cosmic Expo. This year is about the experience. Listen to the stories of Dave Scott, Travis Walton, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Ryan Stacey, Richard Dolan, Leslie Mitchell-Clark, and more. Get your tickets now at aliencosmicexpo.com. Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Hey fans, it's Dave Scott. Do I have something for you to check out? A great documentary about legendary Mexican investigative journalist Jaime Maussan and his search for the truth about UFOs. Beyond the Spectrum, Maussan's UFO files can be found on Amazon Prime. It's free to watch if you're a member. You might even hear me in it. So check out Beyond the Spectrum, only on Amazon Prime. The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacey, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
You're listening to Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio and on Facebook, Spaced Out Radio Show.
Welcome back to the third and final hour. I'll make that the second hour of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I apologize. I am your host, Dave Scott. I moved my script a little bit too far. See, what happens is I actually have a script that I read here, and I scrolled it down too far. So, boo-boo on me. Right there. Well, welcome back to hour number 2 of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I'm Dave Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi to everyone listening in on WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia, UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KDNF AM 1560 in Dangerfield, Texas. We're on KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California, and KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on the Kingdom of Nye Radio and Revolution Radio. Great to have you with us. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Ephedryad. Ephedryad is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including daily updates on the SOR Newswire by our news director, Captain Shirk. Tonight we are talking with Selene Calloni Williams. We are talking about Mother Mantra. We are getting into shamanism, Buddhism, Tantra, consciousness, anywhere the spirit will take us. Her website, SeleneCalloniWilliams.com. If you want to check it on out, we would appreciate that. Thank you. Selena, welcome back to the show.
Hi. Thank you.
Now, right before the break, we were talking about Tantra. And there are a lot of people out there, myself included, who use the word Tantra as a type of sexual act or leading up to a sexual act. Is it more about the sexuality, or is it more about getting in touch with oneself and one's partner?
It's about going beyond sexuality because Tantra is about reaching the union between human and divine, and this is the so-called mystical marriage, in which we can find the true pleasure, the true happiness, the common sexuality. I mean, the sexuality between individuals is just a symbol of the true creative act, which is the union and the intercourse between human and divine. Within this intercourse, every everything is created. All the events of our life are created within this union. And so if we find this union, we can become the co-creator of our reality. And this is the true pleasure, and this is the true happiness, you see. So Tantra is about happiness and pleasure, but the true ones, you see.
I can see that. So when one is engaging in Tantra with a partner, are you trying to make a soul-to-soul connection then? Feel the energy, the vibration of the person?
Yes, but Tantra is a connection with the divine, not only with another person. And divine is in everyone and is in everything, you see. And Tantra is not about common sexuality. This is how people misunderstanding Tantra, because Tantra is largely misunderstood in our society, in Western society. Tantra is about union between human and divine. You don't need to do you don't need to do sex to do Tantra. This is what I want to say. You don't need it, you see. People usually think to be full of needs. They need to do sex, they need to eat, they need to breathe, but all that are not needs. A human being is here in this world as something like a priest, a very high priest, who has to sacralize nature and sacralize life. And when a human being eats, he carries a life between one side to the other of a great threshold. And doing that, he sacralizes nature, sacralizes.
Interesting.
He makes nature sacred, you see, by eating, by breathing, and by doing sex. He creates something, you see. In the tantric tradition, they say that we have not to disperse our seeds, which is the liquid of female and male pleasure, as not to be dispersed or waste. And this means that everything we do in our life must be creative, you see, because when a person disperses his seed, is because he does something which is not creative. Tantra is about being creative, is about trust, ideas and inspiration. Don't stay in the mind, don't stay in what is known, but always discover something which is unknown, being always creative. You see, this is Tantra. Sexuality, eroticism is everywhere. Every time you do a creative act, every time you create something new, you must do this through an erotic action. But eroticism is something that joins us to our ideas. You see, human beings think that ideas are a product of our brains, but ideas are, as the ancients said, idola, god and goddesses. So, eroticism, erotic energy is the energy which links us to the ideas, to the gods and to the goddesses. So if you want to be inspired, if you want to live a creative life, you have not to disperse, you have not to waste your seed. This means that you have not to betray the great ideas, gods and goddesses. And betray the great ideas is join your mind, join what is known, what is already known. You see, maybe can sound a little bit difficult to understand, but Tantra is about that. It's not about common sexuality. It's not about doing sex.
Right.
Sex. Having sex. Not about having sex.
I want to ask some questions here from our audience, if you don't mind. We're going to start off with Jade here in the SOR Space Travelers Club. She has a pair of questions. She is asking her first question: do you have any knowledge of the Rudolf Steiner material and theosophy?
Yes, I know Steiner and theosophy. Yes.
What's your opinion of it?
Yes, I think is great about education, is great about a lot of things. Steiner did a great job in order to bring back the soul in this world. And you see, Steiner philosophy is about being able to perceive the invisible and to reestablish the sacred in our world. We have lost the sense of sacred. We have lost the soul, and we pay for that, because we run the risk to lose our bodies and nature. 1 million of species are in danger now, and this is because of the human beings. This is because of the pollution, and we have absolutely to bring soul back into our lives and into nature. And theosophy was about that. Theosophy is about that. I think it's a great path. I think it's really a great path. And about creativity, Steiner was really open to, I think, animistic and shamanic vision. He was a bridge between our culture and animism and tantrism and shamanism. Yes, I think that theosophy is a great path.
All right, let's follow up on Jade's second question. Do you do shamanic journeying?
Yes, of course. I'm doing shamanic journey. Shamanic yoga is all about shamanic journey. Shamanic journey is crossing the great threshold and coming back. And this is a question of awareness. You see, as I told before, in every moment of our life, we cross the great threshold and we do the shamanic journey. We undertake the shamanic journey. When we eat something, we carry a life from one side to another of a great threshold. And nobody can do that without take the journey himself. And when you breathe, when a breath finishes before the next one take place, you do the great journey between the great threshold. You do the shamanic journey. So everything in our life is a journey. But if you are not aware, this journey doesn't give you what it can give. For instance, if you are not aware when you eat something, when you carry a life between one side to the other of a great threshold, you can't take from the food what the food can give you, and sometimes you hurt yourself by eating. And breathing is the same, thinking is the same, going through one state of consciousness to another, for instance, changing mood and going from depression to happiness or from happiness to depression is a journey, a shamanic journey, because every time you cross the great threshold, death and life are intertwined, intertwined. So in every moment of life, one cross the great threshold and does a shamanic journey. The difference between a shaman and a normal person is that a shaman is aware, is completely aware of that. You see?
All right, let's move on to another question. Let's go over to Twitter here, where John has a question. He is asking what your thoughts are on transcendental meditation.
Transcendental meditation, I think, is about repeating a mantra. So it's something like what we do when we repeat the Mother Mantra. When we repeat the Mother Mantra, we do a transcendental meditation, yes. So I think is a great part of transcendental meditation as well. Yes, of course.
So for people who don't know what transcendental meditation is, could you explain what it is?
Yes, I think is done by repeating a mantra. Because the continuous repetition of the mantra, first of all, empties the mind, and then help us to transcend our sense of I, and help us to free ourselves from the illusion of time by a simple repetition of a mantra. At the beginning was the sound of the beginning. So I think repetition of a mantra is a very powerful tool. And transcendental meditation is about repeating a mantra and empty your mind. And of course, enter entering a state of ecstasy.
Interesting. Very interesting. When it comes down to doing all of these different sorts of meditations, as we only have about 3.25 minutes left here before we go to break at the bottom of the hour, how do we know which meditation works best for us? I didn't realize there were so many different types of ways to meditate.
Yes, there are a lot of types of meditation. How do we realize? We have to try. We have to experience different kinds of meditation and then choose the one who is more fit for us. We have to pass through experience, of course.
So with that, is it a matter of feel? Is it a matter of trying different methods to see which one works for you, or do they all work?
Yes, it's a matter of trying different methods, trying different methods, and then one knows which is the one who is more fit for him. I think we have to try. We have to do experience.
What kind of experience is that? As we got about 2 minutes left.
Yes, it's an emotional experience, a feeling experience. We have to perceive it through the heart, not through the mind. And at the very end is the heart who tells you what you have to do. You have to listen to your heart.
Yeah, every time I listen to my heart, I end up getting in trouble one way or another. But a lot of people would say that too. I had to learn the hard way to listen to that little voice in your head that says, yeah, don't do that.
No. When you listen to your heart, maybe you go through some troubles, but at the end, when you look back, you realize that you have well done, because mind is a liar, but heart always tells the truth.
See, and I always found that it was the soul that told the truth, and not the heart. The heart could be played, and the heart could be broken.
No, yes, but the soul speaks through art, and sometimes when art gets broken, it's just because we need to grow up. It's just because we need to become more aware. And so sometimes the soul, through the art, through the voice of art, leads us to experience that our mind don't like. But these experiences are the best way for us to grow up and to reach an awakening. So,
right. And on that note, I'm going to get you to hold on. Selene Calloni Williams is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. Mother Mantra Talk coming up next. Hey, Spaced Out Radio listeners, it's Dave Scott. I want you to check out a great documentary I'm involved in called Beyond the Spectrum, Mosson's UFO Files. Directed by Darcy Weir, the film follows Jaime Mosson's journey for mainstream journalistic truth in ufology in Mexico. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon Prime. If you're a member, watch it free. It's worth the watch.
Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com. A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rockin'. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
We pass the halfway point of Spaced Out Radio tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair of SOR headquarters. Thank you so much for joining us. Reminder to all of you, if you've missed portions of this show or others, you can always check out our free archives. Go to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including reading up on Captain Shirk's SOR Newswire, which is updated daily. Tonight we are talking with Selene Calloni Williams. Her website, SeleneCalloniWilliams.com. Mother Mantra. We're getting into spirituality, Zen. How do we clear our chi to make it top line chi? All the way from Switzerland. Selene, thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight.
Oh, it's a pleasure for me to be here, Dave. And we use the Mother Mantra to be able to clear ourselves, to cleanse our ki, and to stay in the nature. And this is very helpful. You see, nowadays people feel an urgent need to establish a healthy relationship with nature. Technological innovations have driven people away from nature, and many people suffer from technological stress. This can be caused by spending too much time in front of a TV or a digital device, for instance. When we focus on a digital device, we aren't able to use all of our five senses. However, in nature, we can use them all. And Mother Mantra is a mix of rituals and spiritual exercises which can be used in nature. You see, so I always suggest people to stay in nature, to live close by the nature. Even if you have just a small flower or plant in your flat, in your apartment, then you can stay close with nature. And one should go into woods and forest as much as possible. The moment when we enter a forest, the moment when we can touch trees, smell various fragrances, and we can feel on our skin a light breeze of humidity is always a very precious moment. You see, it has been scientifically proven that contact with nature will decrease the stress hormone in our bodies, and it also fortifies our immune system. And for these reasons, immersion in nature is a preventive therapy for many kinds of illnesses. Nature was a spontaneous therapeutic path for many ancient peoples, and this is well known in the shamanic yoga. My book, Mother Mantra, is about that, because Mother is Mother Nature and is also
our soul. And we have absolutely to rejoin, to find a connection, a deep connection with nature. In our modern times, you see, we have lost the therapeutic meaning of nature. Therefore, we should seek to recover it. And in order to recover this ability, we should look at nature with non-materialistic eyes. And the Mother Mantra teachings help us shift to this non-materialistic vision. And arising above my materialistic vision, we can not only see the trees, but we can sense the spirit of the trees. If we can arise above a materialistic vision, we can find the invisible aspect, the invisible side of everything. And of course, we can enter a non-dual state of consciousness, because a non-dual state of consciousness is the state in which visible and invisible, life and death, night and day, human and divine are distinct but not separated. And any one of us can find this state of consciousness in nature, staying close by the Great Mother. You see.
I understand that, and I can appreciate that. The human body works in so many different ways, and we've really got away from the metaphysical side where we take care of our own spirit, our own consciousness, our own cleansing of the heart and soul. How do we get back to where we can combine today's lifestyle with yesterday's practices of keeping ourselves pure?
We have simply to be aware and attentive. You see, we have to. It's a shift of values. If one is really aware, it can easily understand that the values of the world are not true values, are not intended to carry us to freedom and happiness. So if one is really aware, of course is willing to shift values. And shifting values is about substitute power with love, control with surrender, power with faith, you see. And it's just a question of awareness. If you are aware, you can give the right sense at everything. We live in a universe which is symbolic, is not substantial. I mean, is not made by its own substance. Is a symbolic and imaginal. Imaginal means that everything in this world is in an image, a dream, a projection. If you are really aware of the present moment, you can realize that everything that happens to you, it is like in a dream. Like in a dream, you see, is not objective. Nothing is objective. Everything is like in a dream. Everything is a projection. Everything is an image. And this is exactly what the ancient traditions, the mystic traditions of people tell us. dematerialize and depersonalize the reality is the way to combine modern life with old wisdom. And this is done in some psychologies, like, for instance, archetypal psychology through imaginal method, which is the method of archetypal psychology. We can reach this state of consciousness in which everything is perceived like in a dream, and we are perfectly aware that we are the dreamer of our dream, and so we are the co-creator of our reality. You see?
Right. I do see that. And with that, though, with the way us as humans react to the way we are spiritually, do you find that the younger generations are getting more in tune with that spiritual side, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through, star children, star beings? What do you think?
About the new generations, yes, I trust the youngest one. I think that they are more open and willing to reach a state of freedom because they understand the condition of being prisoners. You see, in my generation, people were all about making money and producing something. My generation is the industrial generation. Is the generation who destroyed this planet. And so the youngest people have to help nature to heal, and they have to heal themselves first of all in order to help nature to heal itself. And I think that they are willing to do that, and we have to help them. I am optimistic about future.
The younger generations, do you think they're more awakened than our generation?
They have to because really nature is in danger. Our planet is in danger. So the new generation have to be more awakened, to be more sensible. Otherwise, they won't have a planet anymore. And you see, as much as this world proceeds through the technological path, as much this world becomes technological, as more people understand the need to bring soul back into the world, because always opposites go together. And so we are in an age of great changes. Technologies are changing our world very quickly. And we have absolutely, with the same speed, bring soul back in our life and in our mind, in our world. And I think new generations can do that. because they have to do it. They can do it.
Now, a lot of people, as they looked for their own spirituality, they are trying things in order to bring them to a new spiritual level. We see it with marijuana. We see it with ayahuasca. We see it with other hallucinogens. How do we do it naturally without having to impair our body?
We can do naturally through tools like, for instance, shamanic yoga or Mala Mantra, which are completely natural tools. There is nothing which comes from outside into our body, but is the opposite. Something within ourselves wakes up and go outside. Shamanic yoga is a tradition full of exercising and healing practices who can help us to reach a high spiritual level. And everything is natural, completely natural, without using any substances, any drugs. You see, no need. I mean, there's no need to use a drug to enter a state of ecstasy. We can do that simply using active imagination plus a body and energetic experience like shamanic yoga experiences.
So why do you think so many people are encouraging others to use these hallucinogenics in order to reach that higher level of spirituality, of Zen, of ET contact, whatever it may be?
Me too. I had done experiences with ayahuasca many times. And I believe that this kind of experiences can help if they are done once. The second time for me was an useless repetition. This is my experience. One time could be good. Because you see, you can cross the great threshold through taking something like ayahuasca, and every time you make the journey, the shamanic journey, every time you cross the great threshold, you can collect, you can receive a lot of inspirations, ideas, creativity, and then you can come back in the middle world with full of experiences, full of energies, full of new ideas. But according to my experience, one can do this journey, cross the great threshold, and having a lot of energies, ideas, and inspirations without taking ayahuasca or any kind of spiritual drugs. One can cross the great threshold and do the journey only through breath control, yoga postures, active imaginations, and at the end, doing the journey, crossing the great threshold, and do a very deep spiritual experience is really, really easy. is so easy that seems to be difficult to the mind, because our mind is so far from nature and from simplicity. Maybe it's even too simple for us to achieve.
I find that interesting. I do, because, so many times we hear of people using things like DMT and ayahuasca to try and bring themselves to that higher level of consciousness. Yet there are so many other people out there who believe that you don't need it. You can find it on your own if you're just getting more in touch with yourself and your guides. And to me, that seems like a very much safer route.
Yes, it is. And I can say that because I have done both the experiences, and I can confirm that it's much more safe doing the journey without taking drugs. Is much more safe, and in a long distance is much more useful, and it takes you much more further. It takes you much more further. Yes.
Mm-hmm. We've got about 40 seconds left before we got to go to break here at the top of the hour. Do you believe then that people are spiritually putting their lives in danger then by trying to use these chemicals in order to find that level of consciousness?
Yes. They put their brain in danger. They put their life in danger. Yes, they do. They do. And one can say, but life is always in danger. Even going from home to workplace, one run a mortal risk. Everything is about danger and risk in life. But you see, there is a space in which one can feel absolutely safe. And
right.
This is the space of meditation. So
let's continue it right after the break here, because we got to step out for the break at the top of the hour. Hour 3 of Spaced Out Radio is coming up with Selene Calloni Williams right after this.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot THAL. Come tune in to SOR, where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com, where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com, and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com.
We all know on Spaced Out Radio we love a good beard and mustache, so why not take care of your facial hair with Mighty Moose Beard Oil? Made in Canada, we're taking care of beards and stashes around the world. We use 100% natural ingredients with our oils and balms to make your whiskers feel silky smooth. Use promo code SOR2019 at MightyMooseBeard.com today.
Come hang out with Spaced Out Radio, where we own the night. This is Carl. You can follow Dave on Twitter at Spaced Out Radio, and during the show, use the hashtag Spaced Out Radio to chat with us live. On Instagram, at Dave Scott SOR. On Facebook, give our page a like, Spaced Out Radio Show. SOR archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. Come join us, or I will come join you. See you at your window.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
The Call of the Wild is in Vancouver. The Moose Vancouver is one of the hottest bars and restaurants in the city. Open until 2 a.m. nightly, the Moose will rock you like a hurricane all night long. Great food with everything on the menu at $6.95 near the corner of Nelson and Granville. Get your horns up and come rock with us. The Moose Vancouver, the official rocking bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Canada's largest UFO conference is ready to roll in Toronto this September 21st and 22nd at the Alien Cosmic Expo. This year is about the experience. Listen to the stories of Dave Scott, Travis Walton, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Ryan Stacey, Richard Dolan, Leslie Mitchell-Clark, and more. Get your tickets now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Hey fans, it's Dave Scott. Do I have something for you to check out? A great documentary about legendary Mexican investigative journalist Jaime Maussan and his search for the truth about UFOs. Beyond the Spectrum, Maussan's UFO files can be found on Amazon Prime. It's free to watch if you're a member. You might even hear me in it. So check out Beyond the Spectrum, only on Amazon Prime.
Visit purpleplates.com today. For over 40 years, the Purple Energy Plates have been delivering amazing results for their many customers. Inspired by the great genius Nikola Tesla, the harmony, healing, and energetic effects of the plates have proven over and over to be beneficial and often miraculous to thousands of customers. Check their site for daily specials and choose from their many energy products. You won't be sorry. Visit them today at purpleplates.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacey, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
Would you like to connect with us? Head to spacedoutradio.com for all your latest show info. Now, back to Dave Scott and SOR.
Third and final hour of Spaced Out Radio is underway tonight. I am your host, Dave Scott. Great to have you with us. Hi to everyone listening in on UPRN 107.7 FM in New Orleans, KZFX 93.7 FM in Ridgecrest, California, WQEE 99.1 FM in Newnan, Georgia. We're on in Dangerfield, Texas, KDNF AM 1560 and KDUN AM 1030 in Reedsport, Oregon. On the digital side, hi to everyone listening in on Revolution Radio and Kingdom of Nye Radio. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, you can check out all of our archives for free at youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. The Desert Clam has set the password for tonight in the SOR Space Travelers Club. Ephedryad. Ephedryad is your password. Use it wisely, Space Travelers, as the Clam sets a password each and every night right here on Spaced Out Radio. Our website is spacedoutradio.com, where we have a plethora of features for you, including reading up on the SOR Newswire put together by Captain Shirk daily. For the final time tonight, we introduce Selene Calloni Williams. Her website, selenecalloniwilliams.com. Mother Mantra is the chatter for tonight as we break down our Zen and our Chi. Selene, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Dave.
Now, earlier on, you had mentioned about nature, that we have to be one and get out there where time stands still and you can just focus on the energy that Mother Earth has to offer. How does nature cure a person? And the reason why I ask is, when I go out in nature, whether it's looking for in the forest just to get away, or because literally I'm surrounded by it, I notice that I get real tired real fast. I don't know if it's the cleansing air. I don't know if it's the smell of the trees or what have you. But I notice that when I'm out in nature, boy, I do nothing but just enjoy the sights and the sounds. But by the time I get home, I am in dire need of a nap.
Yes, because you are relaxed. Nature is always a relaxing dimension. Nature helps us to overcome our troubles because nature is about impermanence and beauty. And you see, the biggest problem of human beings is fear. Deep fear, I mean. Because fear, as I said, is a contraction which prevents us to perceive the invisible. So when you are in nature, you can you can overcome fear, because nature is a big example of impermanence. Everything in nature is impermanent. And when you are surrounded by
overcome the illusion that life and death are separated. Life and death are distinct but not separated. And if you believe that life and death are distinct and separated, of course you pass your life in a state of fear. But this is what a civilization does. A civilization is an act of separation. Separation of life from death, of visible from invisible, of human from the divine. And then a civilization substitutes itself, substitutes its own meanings with the natural meanings. And so when you are in nature, you can recover the true meanings of everything. Nature is also about darkness and imperfection, because beauty is about shadow, darkness, imperfection, lack of something. Beauty is a deep experience of emotion and pathos. Is an intense experience of sensations and emotions. And it is a universal experience which doesn't have an opposite. Otherness doesn't exist in nature. So when you are in nature, you are naturally beyond opposite. You enter a state of non-duality every time you enter nature. You enter a state of non-duality. And every time you enter a state of non-duality, a state of impermanence, a state of beauty, of course you enter a state of recovering from illness and awakening.
So when you are in nature and feeling this awakening, is it the earth itself that is passing this awakening off to you, or is it something else? Is it the trees, the oxygen that is clear?
Nature is in the eyes of the beholder. Nature is a mirror. So when you are in nature, you remember what you are. By seeing nature, you see yourself in a mirror and you can remember what you are. You are beauty. Beauty is an experience of non-duality and is an experience of love, because it's an experience of impermanence. Everything in nature is impermanent because everything in nature is sacred. Sacred means give oneself, offer oneself. And everything in nature offers itself continuously. Everything in nature appear and disappear continuously, doesn't last. You see, and this is beauty. If you think at a flower is beautiful because it's impermanent. If you think at always lasting flower, is not beautiful anymore. It's a plastic flower, you see. So beauty is impermanence. Beauty is giving yourself. Beauty is impermanence. And beauty is nature. When you are in nature, you can remember your ability to give yourself. And so you can overcome fear and anxiety. And this is recovering from every kind of illness.
Interesting. Very interesting. Can nature heal?
Yes, of course. Nature is the best healer because it can heal the deepest fear. And fear is the terrain, is the substance, is the stuff of every illness. You see, nature is a preventive, universal therapy.
Mm-hmm. I see that. Does it make a difference whether you are, say, near the ocean to cleanse your own soul and body and mind, comparatively to, say, in the mountains with the forests?
Yes, there is a difference because there are different spirits close by the oceans or up to the top of the mountains. Spirits are different. And one should know where they can find themselves easier. But this comes through experience. And so at the beginning, one should experience many different spots in nature. One should stay close by the oceans, in the middle of the forests, close by the rivers. And little by little, one can understand what is the best for him. And yes, for instance, for me, it's very useful walking in the forest. When I walk in the forest, I feel blessed. I feel myself blessed. And everything I see, be it a butterfly, be it a flower, be it a lizard, I understand that it is a message. It's not, it carries a message, but it is the message. You see, contemplation of nature opens new ideas, new possibilities in your imagination. Nature is our imagination tool, and this is why we have to protect nature. If we lose biodiversity, we lose our possibility of being creative, and is a very great loss.
Mm-hmm. I can see where that would be the possibility. I want to ask you in regards to meditation again, as we only have about 9 minutes left with you tonight. When you are in nature, is that the best place to meditate? Because you are in a clean air environment, because the ground is untouched, it's unkempt, it's not full of bad or wasteful energy. Is that the best place, that if somebody has a chance to walk in a park or walk near a lake or the ocean, that's probably the best place to release everything, because there is movement and there is not a lot of buildup in energy there?
Yes, of course. Nature is the best place where doing meditation. It's full of spirits. And you see, we lost the ability to see the invisible side of the things. But when you see a tree or a flower, you don't see only a material object. If you have your inner senses open, you are aware that you are in front of a spirit, a god, a goddess. The ancients knew that perfectly. You see, nature can help us to achieve a new thinking method, a new perspective. If I can do an example, I can say, imagine a night, an owl seeing a mouse, and the owl jump from a tree and catches the mouse. One can explain this scene in different ways. We can say, the owl caught the mouse. It was really good, really quick. Or we can say, oh, poor mouse, it was caught by the owl. Or we can say, the night, the goddess, night came, and it makes the owl and the mouse join together. When you are in nature, you can reach the third perspective, which is a completely depersonalized, a dematerialized perspective. One can see things from the perspective of invisibility, which is the perspective of soul, you see, and change completely the method, the thinking method. And we need this shift. We need people who are able to think in a different way, because we absolutely need to do something to save our Mother Earth and ourselves. And if we want to do a real ecology, we can't do a real ecology using the same tools that we have used to destroy, to spoil nature. We have to change the tools, and the tool of the tools is our thinking method. So we have to change our thinking method.
Yeah, that always seems to be the case. You have to combine the area with your meditation, with your own thoughts of being able to cleanse yourself. In the end, I guess the whole message that you are trying to say here with Mother Mantra is that you have to be able to be mentally strong enough to make that change yourself.
Yes. Every one of us has to make the change themselves. Yes.
How come people find it so hard then?
I think that people has to try to change perspective, and they have to remember the power with which they came here, and this was faith and love. They have to trust. They have to trust themselves, and they have to trust nature. They have to trust the invisible, and leave the control, leave the need of having power upon nature and themselves, and trust the soul, trust the invisible, trust the mystery. Having faith and love is the tool everyone can use, because everyone came in this world with this tool, you see. And the mother mantra is a powerful way to remember this tool and to recover the power of faith and love.
That's a very, very deep statement. Recover the power of faith and love. Is that something that we have forgotten as a society, or is it a personal forgetting?
We have forgotten it as a society, of course. Civilization is an act against nature, you see, and we have to go beyond. We have to go beyond the social values through inclusiveness. If one reaches the power of inclusiveness, it can be, of course, beyond morals and be more ethic and more sensible. Inclusiveness is a great power that can come to us through nature experience. If one enter nature and allow nature to enter within themselves, then one can reach the power of inclusiveness. And I really hope that this humanity can proceed towards inclusiveness and leave morals and dual state of consciousness and reach a non-dual state of consciousness.
Selene Calloni Williams, I want to say thank you so much for coming on Spaced Out Radio tonight. You were very informative. You were very, very knowledgeable in what you speak of, and I thank you for taking the time to introduce Mother Mantra to our audience here on Spaced Out Radio.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, we have the SOR Newswire and the final thought of the day of the week. We'll be back.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
Are you having encounters with the paranormal, supernatural, or ufological that you cannot explain? Look no further than the SOR Sightlines Report, brought to you by the Experiencers Support Association. This is Ryan Stacy, head of the Research Association, TESA. Soon on the Spaced Out Radio website, you'll be able to file your reports and have them researched for you. We are independent and ready to help Spaced Out Radio listeners today.
Hello, this is your guitar man, Ron Bumblefoot THAL, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Hey, Spaced Out Radio listeners, it's Dave Scott. I want you to check out a great documentary I'm involved in called Beyond the Spectrum, Mosson's UFO Files. Directed by Darcy Weir, the film follows Jaime Mosson's journey for mainstream journalistic truth in ufology in Mexico. Beyond the Spectrum can be found on Amazon Prime. If you're a member, watch it free. It's worth the watch. Come get spooked at the 4th Annual Forest Moon Paracon in Cedar-Woolley, Washington, Saturday, September 28th. UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot. Speakers include Mike Morin and Jason Jordan, R. Keith Andrews, and Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and so much more. There will be workshops and a VIP roundtable. Get early bird tickets now at fmparacon.com.
From the heartlands of Canada to beards around the world, we know how to take care of you. Fill your follicles with the Mighty Moose Beard Oil. All our oils and balms are handmade and 100% natural ingredients because we care about your beard. And hey, use the promo code SOR2019 and get your Mighty Moose Beard Oil today. You can check us out on our website, mightymoosebeard.com.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rocking. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch? Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized Escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today. Coming up this September 21st and 22nd, all UFO eyes will be focused on Toronto for the 4th Annual Alien Cosmic Expo. Come listen to some of the biggest names and experiencers in ufology. Travis Walton, Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Paula Harris, Grant Cameron, Randy Kramer, and Spaced Out Radio's own Dave Scott. Tickets are on sale now at aliencosmicexpo.com.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
Every Every night on Spaced Out Radio, we have places for you to hang out. Hi, this is Carl. Join our SOR Space Travelers group on Facebook for live chat. On Twitter, using hashtag Spaced Out Radio, you can also join us in our Spreaker chat room. Check us out on Instagram at Dave Scott SOR. All of our archives are free on YouTube at Spaced Out Radio. By the way, I'll be watching you at your window until you do. Bye!
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
We're rounding third. We're heading for home tonight on Spaced Out Radio. I am your host, Dave Scott, sitting in the captain's chair, broadcasting to all of you. What a pleasure it is. Reminder, if you've missed most of this show or others, you can always go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio. Just do me the favor, hit that subscribe button. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. where we have a plethora of features for you, including reading the daily updates on the SOR Newswire put together by our news director, Captain Shirk. Let's get to the news, shall we? The news is always changing, which is why we bring you the SOR Newswire at the back end of every show, where we get to the weird, the strange, sometimes cool stories that are going on around the world. Let's start off in Seattle, where a 103-year-old woman set a new Guinness Book of World Records, new record, for becoming the oldest female tandem skydiver. Catherine Kitty Hodges was strapped to a skydive Snohomish instructor yesterday when she jumped out of a plane at 10,000 feet over Snohomish County, along with her son, Warren Hodges, and a few other family members. She goes on to say, "It was fun, so why not have some fun? Hallelujah!" Warren Hodges, who has been skydiving a few times, suggested the Guinness attempt to his mother. Skydive Snohomish officials said the current age record for a female tandem skydiver was 100. But a news report from Australia indicates a 102-year-old woman went skydiving last year. Evidence from Hodges' jump is being submitted to Guinness for the official recognition. "It's kind of overwhelming," old Kitty said. "After landing, I didn't know what to say. I was so nervous." Good for her. Enjoying life still, jumping out of an airplane at 103. I won't do it at 46. She's got bigger stones than I do. A Wisconsin police department shared a video of an officer nicknamed the Pet Detective after he rescued a raccoon with a peanut butter jar stuck on its head. The La Crosse Police Department said Officer Adam Lang jokingly dubbed the Pet Detective after rescuing a runaway iguana earlier in August. Was dispatched Thursday because, well, hey, Pet Detective needs the animal calls, to an intersection where a raccoon was spotted in a sticky situation. Lang arrived to find the raccoon had a Jiffy, not Jif, no Mandela effect there, a Jiffy peanut butter jar stuck on its head. The officer was able to pull the plastic prison from the animal's head. Raccoon last seen headed southbound, believed to be looking for some grape jelly, Lang reported. I had a wet with strawberry. Grape jelly. Does anybody eat grape jelly? I'm a strawberry guy. All right. This is one woman I would never mess with. Male or female, I would suggest any of you out there, do not mess with her either. A British female kickboxer named Pretty Killer battered a pair of Spanish robbers attacking an English dad holidaying with his kids in Mallorca. Pro fighter Iman Barlow, 26 years old, leapt into action with her boxer boyfriend when they spotted a robbery unfolding near their hotel in Palma Nova. Yeah, looking at the pictures of this lady, she can kick some serious ass. Two robbers swooped in on their victim, pinned down the wrist before stealing his 25,000-pound watch. But as they tried to flee on a moped, double world champion Iman gave chase and delivered a signature kick to one of the thugs, causing them to crash on the ground. Her boyfriend, Stan Stannard, an international class middleweight boxer, punched the other crook between them, and they were able to pin them down for 10 minutes until police arrived. The couple had been on holiday with Iman's brother, Ty, and two other fighters from their Thai boxing club when the drama unfolded. Iman, who has since returned with Stan to their home in Melton Mowbray, said, "One of the lads in our party saw it start and said, 'There's a fight going on over there.' These blokes had to get off their scooter, and while one of the men's held the other man's wrist, the other one took his watch. They ran off. As one went past me, I kicked him in the chest to slow him down. He carried on running, and then the young girl shouted, 'He's got my dad's watch.' So Stan ran after him and hit him with a left hand. Afterwards, you start thinking he could have had a knife or a gun, but instinct just kicked in at the time when she was kicking him. Yeah, she kicked his butt. The family thanked us for what we had done. They gave us €50, which we didn't want to accept at first. When I told my dad what had happened, he loved it. He couldn't believe but he was happy we got involved. My training," she said, "definitely helped me in having the confidence to do something when the robbery was happening." Good for her. Good for her. All right. Here's a little bit of a strange one. The artist behind the bizarre portrait of Bill Clinton in a dress hanging in Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion has revealed she had no idea the artwork had wound up in the pedophile billionaire's home. Artist Patrina Ryan Clyde exhibited the original painting, which is called Parsing Bill, for her degree show when she graduated with an MFA in 2012 from the New York Academy of Art. She went on to say, "In 2012, as a grad student at the New York Academy of Art, I painted pictures of President Clinton and Bush as part of my master's thesis. When the school put on a fundraiser at the Tribeca Ball that year, they sold my painting to one of the attendees. I had no idea who the buyer was at the time. As with most of my paintings, I had completely lost track of this piece when it was sold 7 years ago. So it was a complete surprise to me to learn that it wound up in Epstein's home. The painting was secretly snapped inside the pedophile's lavish $56 million home in October 2012, 4 years after Epstein completed his sweetheart deal for prostitution of a minor, and 7 years before he was accused of running a sex trafficking ring for underage girls." Yeah. Gets a little bit more disgusting, doesn't it? It's unclear if Epstein had the original canvas or a print mounted. The source, who asked to remain anonymous, was visiting Epstein to present a business proposal. An encounter with the pervert, which included spotting a girl who seemed to be about 14 waiting to see the financier. The woman said she was shocked to catch sight of the portrait through an open door as she walked through the ornate home with her business partner. That's just eerie. Just absolutely eerie. Like, everything about that Jeffrey Epstein dude creeps me out. Just creeps me out. Like, I feel disgusting just saying his name. I think we all should. All right. Let's go from disgusting to eclectic, shall we? Elon Musk sent out a weird tweet on Thursday. Said, "Nuke Mars." A few hours later, he followed it up with a t-shirt soon. Although the tweet is in Musk's typically flippant style, the billionaire has long championed the idea of firing nuclear weapons at the Red Planet with the aim of terraforming it, that is, making the surface habitable for humans. In an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert back in 2015, Musk said Mars could be warmed by dropping thermonuclear weapons or hydrogen bombs over the poles, prompting Colbert to call him a supervillain. He elaborated a few weeks later at an event for his solar panel company Solar City, saying the aim would be to create 2 miniature suns over the poles using the nukes. The goal would be to vaporize the water currently trapped in the ice at Mars's poles, releasing CO2 into the atmosphere, therefore engineering a greenhouse effect on the planet. Musk has been extremely vocal about his ambition to establish a human colony on Mars and is one of the guided missions of his space exploration company, SpaceX. The science of nuking Mars isn't watertight, however. In 2018, 2 researchers from universities of Colorado and Northern Arizona explored the possibility of using CO2 to terraform Mars and concluded it wouldn't be possible with today's technology. Whether Musk will make a T-shirt out of nuking Mars remains to be seen, though his companies do have a long history of selling the unusual and sometimes dangerous merchandise. Let's head to Florida, shall we? Why not? Why the heck not? A Florida man was arrested at a Walmart. Why does this always take place at a Walmart where a Florida man is arrested? It's either on a street after a carjacking or at a Walmart. Let's restart. A Florida man was arrested at a Walmart after police say he stuffed a $7 bottle of wine down his pants, chugged the cheap booze in the store bathroom, and then tried to leave the store without paying. $7 wine, people. $7 wine. You might as well buy Aquavelva and guzzle that. Maybe Mr. Clean. No, the millennials will have a heyday with that one in their Tide Pods. Anyways, 55-year-old Ty Kelly was arrested by Pinellas Park Police on a petty theft charge after police said he stole a $6.98 bottle of wine. Yeah, Kelly was inside a Walmart on US 19 when he allegedly tucked a bottle of Barefoot Riesling wine. Oh, sounds probably tastes like Barefoot too. Barefoot Riesling wine into his pants and headed straight to the bathroom, court documents said. While in the restroom, he allegedly drank the entire bottle and tossed the empty container into the trash before attempting to leave the store. Kelly was stopped by loss prevention workers who had contacted police. He was booked into the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office jail, where he was being held on $250 bond. Imagine the nice wine he could have got for the $250. Seriously, good $15, $20 bottle of wine, $30 bottle of wine, $100 bottle of wine, $250 bottle of wine. Would have tasted better than the Aquavelva he was drinking. Anyways, $250 was his bond. According to the reports, Kelly has an extensive criminal record, including burglary, DUI, battery, and a possession charge. Yes, he is an upstanding citizen who just made a mistake at a Walmart, stealing a $6.98 bottle of wine. Finally, this thing looks gross. Honestly, I wouldn't put it in my hand. It's pink, slimy, googly-eyed, and apparently a little misunderstood. Yeah. That's according to scientist Andrew Stewart, who discovered the curious new species of fish shown in a film of Expedition Antarctica. A documentary following researchers through the bitter cold of the southern continent released last month on YouTube. That's why I came to Antarctica, to see things like this, Stewart said. It's beyond words. Turns out this little guy is a type of snailfish, a tadpole-looking creature that confounds scientists due to its home in the icy depths of the Arctic and Antarctic oceans. Hold on. If they just found it in the Antarctic, how do they already know it's in the Arctic? Seriously. Let's get our story straight. This is where I don't trust science. Anyways, Despite their gelatinous bodies, which look transparent, rubbery, and thin, snailfish can live in the depths of up to at least 700 meters below sea level. Based on the species we know, there are over 400 types of snailfish that have been found and countless more that remain undocumented. Any temperature over 5 degrees Celsius, what is that? It's about 5 degrees Celsius. What is that? It's about 37 degrees Fahrenheit. There you go. So you're welcome, America. It's too hot for these ice fish to survive. That's partly why they remain so mysterious. Over the years, scientists have continued to uncover more cousins of the snailfish, including a blue-winged snailfish that was found in 2017, a pink snailfish that's been dubbed Mariana snailfish due to its home in the cavernous deep-sea trench. Stewart snailfish has its own quirk. Besides its huge eyes, which look like a bit of a goldfish, a harder ridge of tissue along the fins with unusual markings, that color pattern is nothing he'd ever seen before. All right. They're still ugly. It's an ugly fish. Let's just call a spade here. All right? Or a club or a heart or a diamond, whatever you want to, card suit you want to use. It's still an ugly fish. Thought of the Day happens every night at this time, where we ask a question on our Facebook and Twitter pages, then read your responses on the air, because we love the audience participation around here. Today's Thought of the Day is as follows. I want to know what your most prolific spiritual journey has been to date. Let's get to it, shall we? Mr. Tinfoil Hat says, I wasn't a Christian, hated Christians, especially televangelists, picked up the Bible to find justification from Jesus for violence against others, only found love your enemy, was instantly converted to a follower. Too bad many Christians don't follow his teachings. Maureen. Wicked Maureen. Hi, Maureen. Getting through Catholic school, I was terrified of the nuns. Shouldn't be that way, she says. Mean Molly. Mean Molly. The first time I astral projected, and it worked. It lasted only a couple of minutes, but changed my views on life forever. Craig. Waking up every morning works for me. Big Sister. Astral travel, absolutely terrifying and amazing beyond words at the same time. I got to try this astral travel stuff. I do. See what it's all about. Judith. Maybe it's Judith. I like the silent J better. Judith. Solitude and Soul Workshop. Found my inner child and how to heal her. That was 5 years ago, and we still like to color in our coloring books. Okay, Judith. Graham. Dave, my good friend, it is changing my mind. I now accept the encounters as potential friendship and respect it even more. Now that I'm 44 and write novels, sculpt in clay, these beings who are warrior heroes and galactic and universe lords are, to a lesser extent, I know, the Zurians. Better talk to our Keith Andrews about that. The Robinator. When I felt like I got myself to a higher plane, I knew things that I shouldn't have known, and I could see the whole world. I can't tell you how it felt. The feeling felt just wonderful. All right. Thanks, Robinator. Appreciate that. Got a few more here for you. Alfred. It was delving into past life memories. Yeah, that's a good one. Nikki. Probably not the wisest and safest for me to answer due to what I know about certain subjects and groups, but I'm going to anyways. It would have been my psychic and my clair abilities. Every single and combined ability, what I've learned from each and am continuously learning about, and from each in living detail, where they all have brought and made my spiritual faith, belief, resilience, experiences, viewpoints, and energy power source deeper and dramatically more stronger than I could have ever imagined in every aspect of my life. What's amazing to me, Nikki, is that was one sentence. Wow. How many commas are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7. 7 commas. Good job, Nick. That's a power sentence. Russell. NDEs. I became a ghost researcher, made the connection between NDEs and UFOs, became a UFO researcher. 2016, published my findings and thoughts on the subject. Since then, it's changed my life's paradigm completely. Russell, you look like you got a good beard there. Sylvia, watching my son come back to life and rooting him and his wife on. In April, they wanted her to pull the plug because he would never be anything but a vegetable. She said, hell no. Today he is learning to walk again. Excuse me. Wow. That's incredible. That's fantastic, Sylvia. He knows all of our names and who we are and talks to us. I wish I could attach a video she just sent me. He is a walking miracle. God bless you, Sylvia. Honestly, God bless your son and everything. That is just fantastic. My man and my mentor and the legend around here, at least in the studio, Pascal. Watching a guy generate electricity out of thin air and power up appliances with it. I believe you, Pascal. That's pretty harsh. Jade, journeys are always interesting and prolific. Often more happens than I can remember unless I write it down right away after coming back to ordinary reality. I know. Not a very witty comment. Joe's Maine gets the last one. My most prolific spiritual journey to date? Listening to Spaced Out Radio. Thank you, Joe. Oob, my friend. Oob. Big thanks to everybody taking part in the Thought of the Dave today on Twitter and on Facebook. Really appreciate it. Also, big thanks to Captain Shirk for taking care of us with the SOR Newswire. Please find all your news at spacedoutradio.com. Go give it a read today. Thank you to Selene Calloni Williams for coming on in tonight talking about Mother Mantra. What a great show this one was. Loved it. Absolutely. We got Mr. Ron Bumblefoot THAL rocking in the background with Little Brother is Watching. Bumblefoot is the official music of Spaced Out Radio, rocking us in and out of every single show. Get your horns up for the guitar god himself. Special thanks to everybody listening in at home, at work, in your cars, in our chat rooms on Spreaker, the SOR Space Travelers Club on Facebook, Revolution Radio, and on Twitter at hashtag Spaced Out Radio. Please remember this show is copyright by Spaced Out Radio and SOR Media Ventures Limited. Thanks for sharing your week with us, because together, my friends, we own the night. Mr. Bumblefoot, we need a favor. We need you to take us home. Have a good night, everybody. I'm out.